Today we find ourselves alongside the running waters of Rock Creek. For Isaiah, in our first readings this week, running water contrasts to the arid lands of Palestine to make visible in imagery the new life God promises the Israelite people. From today's reading from chapter 48, if you would hearken to my commandments, your prosperity would be like a river, and your vindication like the waves of the sea. Notice the if-then proposition. If you hearken to my commandments, then your prosperity would flow like a river. This is the long-standing promise of the covenant God established with Abraham. If Israel will respond, then I, the Lord God, will bless them as a people. And such blessings. Last Monday from chapter 35, those whom the Lord has ransomed will return and enter Zion singing, crowned with everlasting joy. They will meet with joy and gladness, sorrow and mourning will flee. God fulfilled those promises in 538 BC by freeing the Israelite people from slavery in Babylon. But since then, those bountiful promises have been fulfilled neither for the Jewish people as a whole, nor for the state of Israel, nor for countries that call themselves Christian. And why not, we might ask? Possible responses are awkward and complex, but here is my formulation. Jesus rejected the expectation that he become a political king and bring political order to the nations. The promises of Isaiah imply such a role. Jesus talked only of the kingdom of the renewed covenant, made up of those individual people who made the conscious decision to follow him. Many claimed to follow him, but Constantine turned the church into an empire. Frankish kings made it a state religion. The popes of the High Middle Ages made it a theocracy. Protestants made it an affiliation of churches and independent congregations. Clearly, this is what neither Jesus nor Isaiah had in mind. Like it or not, Jesus' message sounds like a wholesale offer, but in fact, it is a retail proposition. The choice is for an individual, spiritual, relational engagement between the human person and God. The collective of believers can emerge as individuals joined together, united by their individual experience. But the larger the group, the more the group will require leadership and structure if it is to become in any way widespread, even universalized. And this has been the problem throughout human history. Pope Francis's synodal meetings and the synodal way have attempted to create a widespread, even universal conversation mediated by an institutional structure that he is attempting to convert from its inert, bureaucratic ways to render it understanding, wise, and compassionate. Such a church institution then can support, inspire, and strengthen the small group, individual believer manifestation of the church to become in reality the people of God in their fullness. This renewed church can in turn undertake the work that Isaiah said the Messiah would do, and that we, the church, must do. From Monday's reading, strengthen the hands that are feeble, make firm the knees that are weak. Say to those whose hearts are frightened, be strong, fear not. All this said, those who choose Jesus and his covenant must still live with those who choose as Cain chose. So the promise is incomplete. God's blessings make the lives of believers extraordinary, and these blessings sustain them as they are forced to endure the violence of the covenant-rejecting world around them. From St. Paul, while we live, we are always being given up to death, so that the life of Jesus may be made visible in our mortal beings. We are afflicted in every way, but not crushed, perplexed, but not driven to despair, persecuted, but not forsaken, always carrying in our bodies the death of Jesus, so that the life of Jesus may also be made visible in our bodies. In the exercises, The meditation on the Nativity continues past the stable, the manger, and the child to the adult Jesus, facing the ultimate poverty of utter rejection, torment, and death. His story culminates not in death, but in resurrection, just as this stream continues to flow during the bleakness of winter until the resurrection of spring restores life and hope to us all. The stream and the sun that enlightens it invite us to see hope and new life beyond the brown trees and the brown grass. We may suffer as the Messiah suffered, but death in this life moves through this Advent and Christmas season into resurrection and renewal in the entirety of our lives. And this is the good news of the babe to be born, already born in Bethlehem.